raise it up a little.
I feel like it. Why do you have it? It's usually not that close.
I didn't. I was just trying to get it to where it wasn't. This thing won't bend. There we go.
Oh, I've got an ad.
Yeah, I got one too.
Actually, it wants me to answer a survey first. Which
There's
of the
a
following?
not so cold, Amanda. Yeah, it's definitely warmer. It's really cold outside though, so it's. I think it's like
I
65
don't
or
know.
something in
I'm
here right
still.
now.
I've got my coat, and I'm still debating on whether I want to put it on or not.
It's 63 or 4, I think, is what it is in here.
I have to answer this question. Which of the following brands am I most likely to buy from? Okay.
Oh, you're talking about an ad. I thought
Yeah,
you
there
were
was
talking
an
about a comment.
ad. No, it was an
So,
ad that popped up.
see, Clint said he hears me. Do y'all hear Miss Maintenance? You got your mic
Yeah,
on.
it's on.
You got your hair blocking it. I don't know if that makes
Well,
any
I
difference
would
or
think
not.
you could still hear it. My hair's not that thick. Matt said crank it up and make it a sauna in here. That's what I need. I mean, it's really cold outside, and it's been cold forever, it seems like.
Let's see. I might pull the. I'm gonna push the camera a little bit that way. All right. Well, we got a topic for the live, but if y'all have tool questions or anything, you can still throw those up in there. But this is just something for us to talk about while we're not talking about tools.
Well, we were going to make a video, like separate video,
Yeah.
not do it as a live. But he hasn't been able to get me out here to do it as a video. I'll be honest with you. This weather's killing me. I haven't felt like doing anything. Like, I haven't done anything since Christmas. I mean, honest to goodness, I can't get motivated to do anything. And about once or twice a week, he'll say, "We still need to make that video." And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah. So
I don't want
we
to."
were going to make a Southern Sayings video
Yeah.
and use what I've got here. So basically, we took a trip to the Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia.
We don't talk about Georgia.
Yeah. So like that's where I got this sticker from, and then we also stopped, which we've been here before in Chattanooga, like Rock City, Lookout Mountain, all that kind of stuff. But while we were in Blue Ridge, I buy stickers at places where we go, like and then stuff like that, just to stick on toolboxes or do whatever. And while we were there, they had a box inside this store that was basically a bunch of stickers of Southern sayings, and I bought some of them. I've got right here, but I've got other ones that we thought of. So we were just going to do a video of what are some Southern sayings, talk about the, stickers that
we
I
stayed
have
in that
here.
little store forever just reading all of the different sayings and talking about, like, oh, I remember so and so used to say that, or I would say I say that, all the time, or whatever it is.
Because the nice thing about making a video and not a live is that then you can put pictures and stuff up of those stickers or whatever. But then the nice thing about a live is like we get to hear things that y'all have heard or your guys' guesses of what is it that Southern saying means if maybe you're not, a Southern person.
Well, because Clint said you need to teach him Southerners. He can become bilingual. Southernese. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out if these are just Southern or maybe more people say it than we think.
Yeah.
Some of these.
We'll see you, Appalachian. He said he had to go.
And explain to me, so when I say the South.
Because we're kind of in the middle of it.
Well,
we're
close. No, this is the South. Okay.
We're in the southern part of the state that's in the middle.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I live in the South. I don't care what anybody says. But then there's Florida, which is like its whole other thing, right? Like, Florida's not really the South. I mean, I know it is South, but it's not the South. You know what I'm like? Well, people from Florida, tell me if I'm
wrong.
There's
a lot more like Florida has kind of like gotten away. Like a lot of some cities have where it's such a
It is a big
diverse.
melting
Yeah,
pot.
like more
But
so than what it used
like
to be.
even though it's much more southern geographically than we are, I don't think, like when I say the South, I don't think of Florida. I think of Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. That's pretty much the ones I think about. Texas, I would
Well,
consider the
I
South.
mean, Florida is south.
I know it
It's
is,
more
but you know
south
what
than
I'm
us.
saying? I
I
don't
mean,
think
people
of it
don't.
as
A lot of times, people in Florida don't talk necessarily
yeah.
and say these
And I
things.
don't think that they consider themselves like Southerners,
But
which is funny.
we've also only been to like
The touristy parts of
touristy
Florida.
Floridas. So
I don't know. There's Florida people in here that could tell us. Somebody said it's a strange state. Everyone in Michigan is a super speeder.
so I bought 4 stickers because they're things that I've said, or there's one of them that I have a whole story about it, and I'll do it last. But one of the words, for example, is lollygagging. So
Yeah, I don't know how many people say that.
yeah, so it's kind of like somebody wasting their like just doodaddling would be another way to say lollygagging, but it's essentially
Yeah.
if somebody is just
Dragging their feet.
dragging their feet, not doing what they should be doing,
wasting time.
wasting time. That's a good. I think to me, wasting time would be the same thing as saying
I don't think
lollygagging.
I say lollygag. Do you say that?
I have. I don't think I say it that much anymore.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's something that I've said.
I don't
It's
think
not
I
something
say
that I
that.
use as an everyday word, but every now and then, like I use phrases like this just randomly, just to say a different
sometimes
word.
there's no better way to say it than, like how else, Oh, I'm getting an ad. Hold on. This
Kryptonite
is
said dag nabbit. That's I've heard that.
piddling around.
Yeah,
That would be
that's
about the same as
That's kind of
lollygagging.
lollygagging.
My mom says lollygagging, and she's from Mexico.
I said that's a word that that's why I got this one. So like I got ones that I've said before. So as far as the ones I bought, there was a bunch of them in the box that I didn't buy.
So Justin says, I've worked with Floridians, specifically Pensacola, and they have had a super heavy Southern accent. I mean, like I said, it's South, but it's like, is it really the South?
Well, I said we go.
think
I mean, when we go to Florida, we're going to Universal and we're going to the beach.
But I feel like Florida's just almost its own animal.
But there's also places you can go in Kentucky that like people.
Oh well, yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
depends on where you're at in every state, really.
Well, even like Louisville, right? So like that's not that far, and I mean, they think they're so fancy. They don't talk anything like we do. I mean, even like the family that you have, they probably think that we're like crazy.
We're bumpkins.
Yeah, they're like, well, matter of fact, whenever you moved into the country and your brothers are like, oh my gosh, what happened to you?
I've got a whole pile of stickers here that I've been waiting to put on stuff, which
because we took that trip back before
because
Thanksgiving.
I was waiting for us to make a video with them, and I didn't want to put them on my.
I think we took that trip.
I don't know. I might end up making a sticker door over there in that blue door now, so I still don't know if I'm going to put them on something.
You need to. Yeah, you should make a sticker door.
So lollygagging was one of them I bought. Another one is, and I'm sure you've heard this one, but Lord willing, and of course, what could you add to the end of that?
And the creek don't rise.
It's Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. So
that's what people say. Like when you're leaving church, they'll be like, "Well, we'll see you next Sunday," and they'll say, "Lord willing, and the creek don't rise."
Or if you're even leaving, like just leaving in general, and somebody says, "Hey, I'll see you whenever," and you'll say, "Lord willing, and the creek don't rise," because a lot of times. And it's true around here. Even a lot of people like still have to drive over like a creek a lot of times to get out to places. Sometimes,
right down at the bottom of our property. Now it doesn't flood.
That slogan's been around long before people had like better little bridges and stuff like that. To where sometimes you couldn't get out of your house. If
they didn't have that little bridge down there at the bottom of our property, I'm sure that would flood over down there.
Somebody said fish or cut bait. I saw that. I was actually looking up random slogans before I came out here to put some on.
Well, fish or cut bait is also the same as saying like pee or get off the pot, right? Something like that. Yeah.
Just do it or shut up.
Either do it or don't do it. Lexi said she's getting ready to drive home, but she'll be listening.
course, this one's a good one that's saying, and it's also within our lines of work. And for most of us that like tools and things like that, it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, that's a saying that a lot of people. I'm sure you've been on job sites before, or you've even been working, and you know it's best to leave it alone if it's, especially if it's like an old piece of equipment or you know
It's
whatever else.
a shut off valve, one of
Yeah,
those that
like
you
before
hate, like
you're like if it ain't broke,
or
don't touch it.
CPVC because it's so brittle. It's like I ain't touching it.
Yeah. What's up, Jeff? Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Yeah, yeah.
Sleeping dogs,
Let
or let
sleeping
sleeping
dogs
dogs
lie.
lie.
Yeah, that's one that my mom used to say. There were a lot of things my mom said when I was young that I didn't really always understand it, but then, you know, as I got a little older, I would kind of piece it together. And she would say things and I would like in the context of what she was saying, I finally figured out what it was. I never really asked her to explain any of them. I just kind of started figuring them out. But she would say that, let sleeping dogs lie.
Get a switch. Yeah. We used to get whipped with about anything my mom could get her hands on, basically. If it was whatever, you'd
Well,
have to, if you knew you were going to get in trouble, you better be looking around the room figuring out what is it she's going to
I
grab, because there's something in here she's going to grab.
I can count on one hand the number of times that I was spanked because I was a good child. And I was never spanked with any, I was never spanked like with a switch or anything like that.
And this next one that I've got's got some profanity in it. But whenever this was actually the one that, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I've got
Yeah.
to buy this one because my grandma, like she's not around anymore, but very religious
Yeah.
church,
I know,
like
which is so funny that this is her saying.
never
Like,
heard her really ever cuss, usually ever. And this was a saying that I heard her say, and it's like, so as soon as I saw it, it's like boom, I just think of my grandma. And then every time I see the sticker, it's gonna make me think of my grandma, because this is the phrase,
which
like
is so
the only
funny.
phrase out of any phrase, if I ever
Yeah.
heard her say a cuss word, it was
If
this one
you
right
knew
here.
her, it's so funny
And
too.
and this is also, it's phrased the other way without being a cuss word, but she actually said it just
Yeah.
like this, and that is that right there. And it's like,
That's,
well, shoot fire
yeah.
is what, and sometimes you even, it sounds like somebody saying shoot fire, and I think that's actually another saying of it, and it's kind of similar, but I think somehow it got twisted into this one.
No,
But well,
I
it's
know.
like, well, I'll be darn almost
Yeah,
is kind
kind of.
of what that
Or
means there. I'll be dang, or
I'll be a monkey's uncle.
yeah. She that it was that, and she'd say, "I'd rather watch a cat lick its
Yeah, she
butt."
would say that.
Was the
That
only two times that I ever
that
heard her
always
say any
cracked me
words.
up when she would say that about I'd rather watch a cat lick its butt.
So it was, as soon as I saw, that's actually that was the only sticker I bought whenever I bought them, and then I was like, I'm gonna go in and get a few more of those, and I went back in and bought those other three. So those were the four I bought, but there was a whole box full of them, of different ones, and I got a picture which I forgot to send from my phone to this of the rest of the box, but I think I found most of them. I took pictures and put them on the
Well, so
iPad.
we were
But
digging through that box and talking about things that we say and things that other people say and all that kind of stuff and bought some of our favorites. I could have sworn. Are you sure that you don't have some stashed away anywhere else? Because I could have sworn that I bought the one that said, bless your heart.
no,
Because,
I've got other stickers right here, but none of
well,
them are those.
I really thought I bought the one that said bless your heart because that is something that I say a lot.
Yeah.
So not usually to somebody. I normally say it about somebody. I say it to you a lot about other people. And I'll say, bless their heart. Like, that baby is just not cute. Or I'll say, you know, whatever.
So what does bless your heart mean? Like, if you
well, it's a nice way of saying that poor person. like it's you know, like you're probably about to say something negative about them when you say bless their heart generally, but I think it's like a southern way of taking the sting out of it a little bit when you say, well, bless their heart.
Some way said colder than a witch's
Oh yeah,
titty, which
yeah.
I never had
You
heard.
used
Yeah,
to.
that's a phrase that I used to
You
say
used
all the
to
time.
say that
But
because when
then,
the boys were little, they thought that was hilarious when you would
yeah,
say colder than a witch's titty.
but then now I don't remember what it was.
Somebody
I think it
said
was somebody in the comment section one of them because we talked about that one before, and then they said, or it was something else I watched, and they said colder than a witch's titty in a
in a
snowman's
snowman's
mouth, and
mouth. Yeah, I
I
had
had
never
never
heard
heard that
that.
second half of it
Yeah, I
before.
think somebody made that up. But yeah, I think bless your heart is pretty common. I think I think it's mostly Southern women. I feel like say that a lot. They say, "Oh, bless their heart," you know. Or like somebody gets a bad haircut or whatever, and you just go, "Oh, bless their heart."
Let me get back to the first one that I had here. So his cornbread ain't done in the middle, which basically means this person's a little stupid.
Yeah,
So if on the job site, if you saw somebody do something totally dumb and you were telling your buddy about it, you'd be like,
his
"All right, his
cornbread
cornbread ain't his cornbread must not be done in the middle."
I I've heard there's a lot of sayings basically about like people being dumb. So his cornbread ain't done in the middle, or his elevator doesn't go to the top floor. Um, he's a few bricks short of a load. Your elevator, or no, the elevator. Did I say the elevator? Your elevator doesn't go to the top floor. Oh, he's not playing with a full deck.
Tom 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 said built like a brick outhouse, which I've heard.
Yeah,
I know what the other word would be the same as what was on my sticker here, built
yeah,
like a brick.
yeah. So back when I actually was built that way when I was young, I did. I had one of my ex boyfriends said, it's a little creepy now, but he said that his dad said that about me. He said, my dad said when he met you. Well, I can't say that about myself now, but that was a long time ago.
Not the sharpest
But
tool
that was the
in
first time I had ever heard that, was back then. And I was like, oh, I'd never heard that saying before.
not the brightest bulb in the box, not
Yeah,
the sharpest tool in
knife
the
in the
shed, or
drawer.
sharpest knife in the drawer, the sharpest tool in the barn is what Matt said,
Yeah.
or sharpest tool in the shed also, some way just said. That's one of them
Yeah.
that's kind of the same as
It's just
the
basically, it's
cornbread
a
not being
nice
done in
way
the
of
middle
saying that somebody's
is
not
stupid.
that bright. We see what I feel like we do in the South is trying to make things nice. Most of these are insults that we're trying to soften the blow, where maybe somebody from New York would just say, "You're stupid."
This ain't my first rodeo.
Yeah.
I remember that was one of the stickers that was in the box. I have the whole sticker, that whole box, and it was on my phone. I said, I'm gonna send that to my iPad
So
for
here's another a few fries short of a Happy Meal.
dumber than a box of rocks.
Yeah, which I've heard. Oh, this one says crap runs downhill. Now I've heard that. That's typically like on a job site or at an office or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the lowest position, you know, they hand the stuff down, and then that's who gets the crappiest jobs.
Yeah, this ain't my first rodeo. It's just being like, if somebody's telling you how to do something and you're like, I don't need your help.
Yeah,
buddy.
I know
what
more
I'm
than
doing.
you.
Yeah, it's
the Ron
it's
Swanson.
the Ron Swanson. I know more than you.
I
at
know
Lowe's.
more than you. I was raised on a wooden outhouse.
Bless your heart. Who peed in your cornflakes? Would be like,
I've always heard Cheerios.
Yeah, that's what it's always been, Cheerios for me too. So I don't know, is there other cereals where y'all have heard that, because it's always been Cheerios around our area.
I always heard.
Who peed in your
Cheerios?
Cheerios? Which is who's made you so mad, basically.
Yeah.
What are you upset about?
Or you woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah. Too big for his britches. I've actually said that. You know, he's a little bit big. He thinks he's a little big he's a little bit big for his britches. Yeah. Basically, somebody thinks they're.
I don't use the word britches, but I've definitely heard it.
Thinks more of themselves, basically, than what they should.
Yeah.
Doohickey.
Oh, there's a lot of words.
Which there's actually a definition on this sticker here for doohickey that says the name for an object or person you either can't remember or never knew in the first place, Other variations are whatchamacallit and thingamajig.
Thingamajig.
But I actually doohickey out of those 3 words are what I would use if I was.
I say thingamajig sometimes, but now where it says or a person, that's what you call what's his face.
Yeah.
To me, if it's a person that I can't remember,
yeah, it's what's
then
his,
I
what's
say,
their face.
yeah, what's their face? You know, what's their face?
There's a hissy fit.
Oh,
when
yeah.
somebody's having a hissy fit.
Do people throw hissy fits other places besides the South?
And if they do, what do they call it in other places? And how did it get called a hissy fit? I wonder why that is.
Hissy?
I don't know the answer to that, so I don't
like
know.
a snake?
I don't know.
I'd lose my head if it weren't attached. Yeah, my mom used to say about me, because when I was a kid, I lost everything. We were just talking about this the other night. I was like, yeah, I don't know how many places we had to go and pick up my retainers, like after the fact. Like if we ate out somewhere, I'd leave my retainers. Sometimes they get thrown away, whatever. And, but my mom used to say that about me all the time. She would say, you'd lose your head if it wasn't attached.
Here's one kind of in that vein, but it's a little different. Is I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off, which is I'm just frantic, busy, like have too much to do. Like
fun fact, I didn't know this, but my great grandparents raised chickens, and that's how I found out that when you cut their heads off, they do still run around.
Yeah, my grandma used to. They'd sling them and break their necks. And
yeah, you can sling them and break their necks, or you can actually just cut them off. But I didn't. I heard that story as a kid one time that they will literally run around after you cut their heads off. I don't know. We get our chicken at Kroger, so I'll take somebody's word for it.
Hold your horses.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, basically, is a way of saying wait a minute. Hold your horses.
Be patient. Don't have a conniption. I guess that'd be a hissy fit.
Yeah,
somebody said conniption.
Matt called it a wambulance.
Oh, I heard that on a show. What show was that? That was like, do we need to call the wambulance?
If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Like
if you're looking for something, well, yeah, that's. I don't want to offend men by saying this, but a lot of times it's like, I can't find my such and such. And then it's like, all it takes is a woman to go in there and go, it's hanging right here, you know? And it's like, that's one of those where it's like, if it was a snake, it would have bit you because it's literally right under your feet.
Don't get your panties in a bunch.
I saw something the other day, speaking of finding stuff, and it said, marriage is the only relationship where you say that you trust somebody more than anything in the world, but as soon as something goes missing, they're the first one you blame. I thought about you because everything that you can't find is always, what'd you do with my whatever it is? And I'm always like, why would I have used that? Like, you know, what'd you do with my Milwaukee knife? And it's
don't touch my stuff.
It's like, I didn't do anything with it. Like, I can assure you.
There's a Everybody Loves Raymond episode where he's looking for the Sports Illustrated. It's the Muhammad Ali where he gets a letter from Muhammad Ali and she throws it away. But at the beginning, he's looking for a Sports Illustrated magazine. And she's like, well, I might have thrown it away if it sat there for 2 or 3 days, whatever. And he's like, don't touch my stuff. Yeah. And she's like, well, why don't you put your stuff away? And he said, I will be. And she's like, if you'll put your stuff away, I won't touch your stuff. And he said, well, whenever you.
He said, I will put it away when you stop touching it.
When you're done not touching it.
She says, I won't touch it if you put it away. Yeah. So they were going back and forth. So we do that all the time, you know, because he'll leave stuff laying on the counter for, I'll give it a few days. And then I'm like, is this something important? You know, I'll hold it up. Is this something important or can I throw this away? 9 times out of 10, he says, you could throw it out. Which then I'm like, well, why is it still sitting here if I can throw it out? But I have to ask just in case it's something, you know, important or whatever. But when you leave stuff, she said on that show, she was like, well, you can't leave it sit. She's like, we have to eat here because it was on the kitchen table. And he was like, oh, you threw it away. She goes, well, I may have or whatever. But yeah, don't touch my stuff.
Down yonder. I've said that before. I don't know that I say it very often, but I know I've said, like, just talking to people, if you go down yonder, if I'm giving directions sometimes, and around here primarily,
don't say yonder very much.
which means
I
over
will.
there or that
Yeah.
way or, whatever way you're talking about.
Hey, that's one of my favorite church songs is When the Roll is Called Up Yonder. I don't say yonder a lot. I do say holler, like down in the holler, which I think is supposed to be hollow. Is it?
Mm-mm.
It's just holler.
It's HOLLER is all I've ever.
Oh.
I mean, that's how we say it, and that's how it's spelled for
Yeah,
us.
I thought maybe it was. Well, anyway, I do say holler. I
It's a
say
Randy
that.
Travis song.
Yeah,
Deeper than the
my
holler.
love is deeper than the holler. Yeah, I say holler, but not yonder too much.
If I had my druthers, I've said that before.
Yeah.
Which is if I had a choice in the matter, like
Yeah.
I'd rather it be this. So
I think
like-
because druthers is I'd rather.
yeah.
So it's short for I'd rather. They put it together, see, like druthers. So if I had my druthers, yes, you do say that.
I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. I've never said that.
I've never
I
said
always
it.
just say I ain't seen you in a while. I don't think I've ever said anything in place of a while, which is what that's
I've
basically saying.
never said it, but I got to thinking. I mean, I've heard it. A month of Sundays. So, is a month of Sundays still a month?
I would guess so.
I mean, a month of Sundays
I think
would be 4 Sundays.
But I'm just saying, I think that's really just a phrase to say I ain't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's really.
But I'm like a month of Sundays.
Or maybe maybe that was a saying that people used to just say to church, like at church people.
It used to be about the only place people ever went that they saw anybody. Honestly.
More than one way to skin a cat.
That is just for cat lovers everywhere.
Now, this next one is one that I use a lot.
Yes,
I say this one a lot.
Yes, you do.
It's like putting lipstick on a pig, because I see that all the time in places I go to work at, or a lot of times it's customers who are asking me to do work, and I'm just like, I wouldn't do this, if it was me. It's putting lipstick on a pig.
Well, you say that to me
like
afterwards.
It's not worth doing. Like, you're just covering up. Like, you got the whole house is all rotted out and somebody's wanting to put in a, fancy finished shower or something like that. That's putting lipstick on a pig. If there's no sense in doing that work because everything under it is garbage.
It's like brushing your teeth while you eat Oreos. I've said that before. It's almost like, what's the point?
I've only got one other one, and it's madder than a wet hen, and you said it's madder than an old wet hen.
Yeah, that's what I always heard people say. Madder than an old wet hen.
Which Fake Property says wetter than a well digger's butt.
Wetter than a well digger's butt. Slower than molasses. Yes. I have
a hot minute. Yeah, that's pretty common.
Dumber than a bag of hammers. Yeah. You made your bed, now sleep in it. Yeah. I've heard that. Usually I've heard you made your bed, now you can lie in it.
Dumber than a bag of hammers.
It's called, some way says it's residential cosmetologist. That's a nice way of putting it. Residential cosmetologist. Slower than molasses.
There's also
what about
useless as boobs on a bull, or
yeah. My mom always said worthless as tits on a boar hog. It took me a long time to figure out what that one was. I think I finally had to figure out that a boar hog was a male, and so tits on a male, I guess, would be useless.
Make a mountain out of a molehill. I've heard that one before. There's a lot of them I've heard, but aren't things that I say. There's all sorts of things I've heard that I don't say, but I know what they mean because I've heard plenty of other people say them. They're just not phrases that I normally would use.
What about the one? I thought you had the.
I said, I know I've said Lord willing. I know I say lollygagging. I know I said if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We both say all the time.
The lipstick on a pig I use a lot.
I thought you had the sticker that said fixing to.
I think it was on the list it was in that box, but I don't think I bought it though. I don't think I did.
Yeah. Fixing to. That's just a much shorter way than saying I'm getting ready to. You say I'm fixing to.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Well, it was on your.
I got that off.
It was on the thumbnail.
Yeah, I've just got that off the internet.
But it looked exactly like the sticker down there.
Yeah, that's because I got it from the sticker. Off the internet.
And
I don't think
what was the other one that was on the thumbnail? Was it the Bless Your Heart?
No, I think it was Lord Willing, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fixing to is real common around here. I think we say that a lot.
Thicker than a snicker.
Thicker than a bowl of grits. Clear as mud.
Yeah,
that's something people say a lot.
I do say that, clear as mud. All right, like usually it's after if I'm teaching something or if I'm doing like a Bible class or something like that, and I'll say, "Is that clear as mud?" Like after I feel like I went on some rabbit hole and don't feel like I really explained something that well, I'm like, hopefully that's clearer than mud.
Yeah, I've heard that one for a long time. Yeah, so now I'm wondering what the northern or western or mid-eastern or Pacific Northwest, equivalent of all of these are. The best Southern saying is bless your heart, telling you off without cursing you out. Yeah. Well, and then the number one best, which I suppose is Southern, because they don't, well, you've been like to Michigan and stuff, and you said that they don't say it, is y'all.
Yeah.
A world without y'all, like I'm not living anywhere that people don't say y'all. I'm sorry. That's my cutoff of where I'm willing to live in the United States. If you don't use the word y'all, it's just, it's so expedient, you know?
That's like,
I say
you guys or guys, like as I'm talking to, and of course that's there for a while, that was a big, the cancel culture thing. If somebody
because you can't say guys.
Yeah, because but it's like, I'm just talking, whenever I say that, I'm talking about everybody who is in this room right now. If I'm saying it in front of
like
you,
the Goonies. Hey, you guys.
Yeah, it's like at the beginning of every video, I say, hey guys, it's Morgan's Maintenance. It's not like I don't think that there are women watching it. It's just, that's my phrase that I say if I'm talking to a group of people.
But y'all is just, I mean, I don't want to have to say you all or all of you or, I don't know.
The thing that I know in Michigan that everybody says, and it might be a northern thing.
Oh, is that all set?
Yeah, every time I ate out, because I was going up there for 2 weeks at a time, working in tool and die shops. So we were eating out like every meal because the company was paying for it. And every time the waitress or waiter or whatever, come by and be like, y'all all set? Like every time, like basically, y'all done is what we would say.
Normally what they say around here is, did you save room for dessert? That when they come to give you, they've got your check, but just in case, they'll be like, did you save room for dessert? And you have to say, oh no, we're stuffed. And then they hand you your thing. But yeah, all set is not. Now, at Buc-ee's, I noticed the other day, or the last time we were there, it's been a while, that person that was checking us out said, y'all all set.
Yeah, but she's probably from
I thought that. I thought, oh, you're not from around here. That's another one.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
That's another saying.
He ain't from around here.
You ain't from around here.
Up creek without a paddle.
Oh, yeah. There's no y'all in Michigan at all. Yeah, that's where he was traveling, and he said nobody. And they also didn't have sweet tea.
Only place you could get sweet tea the whole time I was up there, which I don't drink it anymore, but all the other guys that went up, because there's a lot of people, that's all they drink around here, sweet tea, that's it.
I don't drink it, but lots of people
A lot of the guys that were going up there with me and working with me, that's what they wanted. And the only place you could get it in Michigan was Crackle Barrel. Like if you found a Crackle Barrel, they might have it. But other than that, they ain't going to have it. And there's a difference in sweet tea. It's a big difference. And getting tea and putting sugar in the tea and stirring it up. It's different.
Yeah, you have to. Sweet tea is when it's hot, you put the sugar in and then you mix it up and then you ice it.
Yeah.
But once it's been iced, there's something about adding sugar, it's not the same.
That dog a hunt. Yeah, that was one
Oh,
of the that was
yeah.
one of the stickers in the box, Terry, that at the store where I bought these. Like I said, there was quite a few of them, and I've got a picture of it on my phone. And I told myself, send it to your iPad before you go live, because once I go live, I can't get into my phone and get
Oh,
stuff.
we sat and looked at those stickers for
Yeah,
an hour.
yeah, they had a whole box full of different ones. A lot of them I had never heard before, though.
It does a bear crap in the woods. If a tree falls in the bush, do you hear it? Yeah. I always heard, what is it like, if a tree falls in the forest and you're not there to hear it, does it really make a sound?
Yeah.
Is what people used to say. And I'm always like, well, of course it does. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, just because I wasn't there to. Some way said, Lexi, is that a euphemism? It depends on the bush. Fried chicken joints had sweet tea, Matt said.
Southern Indiana's all about sweet tea. Yeah, Indiana right across from like Louisville's not a lot of different from. It's not a lot different. Like right across the river is not a lot different than like Louisville, Kentucky, like that part of Kentucky.
But Louisville and even like, Ohio, which
Yeah,
is
it's
right, it's
different
like
than
it's
here.
different than here.
Yeah,
It's different. Lexington
but
even is different.
only in like where I lived. Whenever I lived up there, it wasn't much ton different
Well,
than here.
you weren't in the city.
Yeah.
I met a person from Michigan that didn't know what grits were. He asked, "What's a grit?" I knew what it was, but I didn't know what it was made out of. So like I knew what grits looked like and all that stuff, but then I was an adult before I found out it was ground corn.
Oh, that's like biscuits and gravy. Like there's a
I don't
bunch of
even know
people
that
who
that's a thing
I
other
know.
places.
Like it's
Like how can biscuits and gravy not
if
be
you've
a
not ate biscuits and
staple?
gravy in your life,
Yeah.
how have you lived? I mean,
If you
that's like
haven't
a
lived in
Reese's peanut butter
if you
cup.
haven't lived in the South, I'm assuming that you don't eat biscuits and gravy for breakfast. I mean, I'm not saying that we eat it all the time, but like they would have never had biscuits and gravy. That
Fag said hotter than a prostitute in church.
Oh yeah, I've always
heard
heard sweating like a
Yeah.
sweating like a whore in church.
Yeah, that's kind of what he said.
Yeah, I have heard that.
I wasn't gonna speak like you, but
What? What's wrong with the word whore?
I don't make a hill of beans. I've heard the hill of beans. I think that was one of the stickers too that was in the box.
In the North, they don't eat grits; they eat library paste, cream of wheat. Hey, I actually like cream of wheat.
I'm not a fan of. I'm not a huge fan of grits. I don't mind them, but they're like not my.
They
big
have to
thing.
have like cheese and butter and all that stuff in them, so it's like, I mean, they're not good plain.
Like
Why would they
that's
be?
just like oatmeal. I don't
Oatmeal's
like
one of those that's good with stuff in it.
Unless I get like sorghum or molasses or something to put in it.
Or if it has like berries and whatever. But yeah. Well, I'm that way with coffee, personally. It's like unless I add a bunch to it, then it's not good. So
My grandparents were German. Texas farmers' breakfast was oatmeal, eggs, toast, bacon, coffee, and juice.
ooh, yeah,
That's like a big meal that I've been eating here lately is country ham, a slice of country ham, some sausage patties, and some eggs. Like I've been on a country ham kick. I've been eating the fire out of country ham, which fire is eating the fire out of. That's the same. I use that word. I use that the same reason for that
and
sticker
not
right
even
there.
just eating the fire out of,
Yeah,
but
like I use that word fire in conjunction
or saying
with
like I use the fire out of that tool or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like
I use that word fire for a lot of things, like meaning.
So he's eating
use
country
it a
ham.
lot.
So he's eating country ham and sausage and eggs and losing weight. But that's because he's not eating the biscuits and the gravy and all the toast and the carbs and whatever else, pancakes that would go with that. So you can do that.
It doesn't make a lick of sense. Yep, I say that. That's something I do say.
Clint said, who doesn't eat biscuits and gravy? I think people from the North don't eat it because remember Jim Gaffigan had that special that he did. And he was talking about people from the South. And he was like, he stayed at a place that I guess had breakfast. and they had biscuits and gravy at this place. And he said, it's like cement. These people are eating cement for breakfast, and then they're wondering why they move so slow. He's like, because you just ate, So I'm thinking that it's not common other places to eat biscuits and gravy. And then, he did the whole bit about how Southerners talk slow and move slow. And he's like, it's because you're down there eating biscuits and gravy for breakfast.
Wings and Pizza said, I'm not from the South, but I do love shrimp and grits. Yeah,
that was Charleston.
Yeah,
when we had
and
that.
I never really ate grits much, especially if I went somewhere, because basically the only place that really had it around here is Cracker Barrel, and you got the option of, do you want grits or you want
hash brown casserole?
Yeah, it's like, I'm getting hash brown casserole.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
But yeah, if the grits are like in an entree, like just eating them by themselves, I don't want them. But like if it's mixed into stuff, they're okay.
Yeah, we got the shrimp and grits at that place in Charleston, and it was really good. Of course, it was cooked like, I don't know what kind of style you would call that. Almost like Cajun a little bit.
It's almost like a risotto, but using...
Yeah, it had like creamy stuff in there with it.
Instead of rice or whatever normally.
But it was spicy too. Like it had a little bit of kick to it.
What's up, Wyatt the Pilot? Drunk as a skunk, fake property said.
Yeah.
Leonard said colder than a witch's. We said that one. That one's a good one. Fried pork tenderloin sandwiches and biscuits and gravy. Yeah, so there's like every Wednesday I go eat with a group of guys from church and at a place in Bowling Green, but there's like 10.
It's one of those places they call a Greasy Spoon.
Yeah, there's like 10 of those in the town where I work at, and every one of them there's a certain sausage place and pork place around here that does tenderloin and sausage patties and stuff, and all those places get their stuff from there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's the Kirby and
local
Poe or whatever. I don't know.
So they get it local. Okay.
And they've always got the pork tenderloin's a big thing.
Yeah, there's several of those what I call Greasy Spoon breakfast places. It's the place where they used to let people smoke in there. But it's the place where they just have those big griddles going in the back, and they're just throwing all the breakfast meats and eggs on there and cooking everything on that big griddle.
I basically go in there every Wednesday morning and drink probably 2 pots of coffee while I'm sitting around while we're talking, and then I eat a slice of country ham, 2 sausage patties, and 2 eggs over easy.
Yeah, you're an over easy person for eggs, which is fine. I can really eat them anyway. Like, any way you make them. What about eating a haystack? Okay, so I've heard of that.
Needle in a haystack.
No, a haystack is... I feel like it's got the little hash browns in it. It's a stack of like several breakfast items. They can, Fake Properties can explain exactly what it is. I want to say that the haystack I feel like it has the little hash brown pieces in it.
Sir Master Nunn says, what about K-yarn, or is it Kentucky yarn? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Huh? I didn't see it.
What about K-Y-A-R-N? I don't know if that's Kentucky yarn or K-yarn.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was so good it'd make you slap your mama.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that. That's not something I say.
Who said make your tongue slap your brains out?
Yeah, there's people that say that. We used to have a restaurant that was named the Greasy Spoon, also one that was named Salad Bowl. It was actually in a valley. Sometimes when someone, how did that break people would say that thing? Like, I don't know. Trying to figure out, that was like worded weird.
In Michigan, the local gentleman's club outside of town was named the Bloody Bucket. Ew. Instead of saying if it was a snake, it would have bit you, people say it was in front of you, it would have blinded you.
Yeah, or if it was any closer, it would have bit me or something like that. I've heard people say that, any closer. Which is the same thing, just don't use the word snake. I've heard people say that.
K-yarn is a southern pronunciation
of
dead stuff.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I want to know what this, because I've heard of the haystack. The thing, what'd you call it that you're talking about that's different than the haystack?
I just said a needle in the hay. Finding that's going to be like finding a needle.
I thought you were talking about that. You know the dish that's the toast, and you put the little
Oh,
hole
that's
in it,
a-
and you put your egg in there.
A bird in the nest or something like that.
Yes, your mom called it that, but my mom made that same thing, and I can't remember what she called it. The same
Yeah.
thing,
So
where you take the little
you
hole
took a
in the
piece of bread, you cut out the hole in the middle, and that's where you put the egg in.
Yeah. And then you cook the egg and the bread together, so it's almost French toast, but it's not sweet. But it's, they cook together.
You leave the egg runny, that
and
way
the
when
eggs,
you cut into it, it gets into the bread.
Well, and then my mom used to take the little middle piece of the bread that she took out and put a little bit of butter on it and flip it back and forth in the pan. And so you'd get this little bitty piece of buttered toast, which was the middle part. Because we didn't waste the middle part. You don't just throw the middle part out. It's kind of like the people with the donut holes. They figured out we got to do something. So Clint said, egg in a frame. Okay, here we go. Biscuits, hash browns, eggs, meat, and all covered in white gravy. That's what a haystack is. I was thinking, so it's almost like the KFC bowls where they put all the stuff in there together.
Well, that's like
or a Manhattan where they stack it up.
If I'm not on a diet and I go to one of those places, they've always got a country fried steak with white gravy on it, and then you get hash browns
white
on
gravy.
That white gravy pretty much gets on everything. But the country fried steak at those places is what I normally would get if I'm not on a diet.
Yeah, but it's breaded. Yeah. So I don't care anything about brown gravy, like what you have at Thanksgiving and stuff like that. I could take or leave brown gravy, but white gravy.
The only thing I
like, they call country gravy.
Yeah, I like white gravy on anything. The only thing I like brown gravy on is like mashed potatoes. Like the KFC's got it, like with mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
But the brown gravy on anything else, I'd rather have white gravy.
Toad in the hole. That's the egg in the.
Well, and then Homely 665 said it was called a one-eyed Jack in the Boy Scout cookbook.
That's what my mom used to call it, the one-eyed Jack. Because I knew whenever you said that about a bird in a nest or something, I was like, what?
The bird in the nest makes more sense. It's a chicken in the hole.
Well, we don't want to think about the fact that it's a baby. that it's a baby.
The yellow's the baby chicken. That's the best
part. The baby chicken. Yeah. So, Midwest haystack is a pile of hash browns with sausage gravy on it. Oh, somebody's talking about pigs in a blanket. That's a nice little snack.
Now my hash browns, and I'm not, like, as I've gotten older, I can probably count on one hand how many times I eat ketchup. Like, I'm not a ketchup person anymore, but now as a kid, I put it on everything. Like, even now, if I get French fries, I don't want ketchup.
We probably don't even have ketchup in our refrigerator right now.
But now on my hash browns, I do like ketchup.
That's like the one thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we're just not
and I don't even eat ketchup on French fries anymore. But on my hash browns, for whatever reason, I like ketchup being on my hash browns. I don't know why that is, but
yeah, I cannot think of anything else that I eat ketchup on besides hash browns.
I'm spitting mad. Yeah, I've heard that. Couldn't fight your way out of a wet paper
bag. Yeah, I've heard that.
Came here watching for a tool show and ended up watching a food show. Yeah, that's what I said. If anybody's got tool questions, you can still ask them and I'll answer them. This is just something to talk about.
Listen, somehow we always end up on food, and I do know there are things that we eat that I guess other people. Oh, and like beans and cornbread. So do they eat beans and cornbread other places besides the South?
I don't know, but man, I love some beans and cornbread. It's one of my favorite things.
You can't have that right now.
That's another one of those that as a kid, I don't know if I didn't like it because we ate it all the time, but now it's like
I didn't eat it as a kid.
If I have the option of beans and cornbread, I want beans and cornbread. Like I just
with some pepper jelly in there. Yeah, that's good.
You got to eat some PA scrapple. Yeah, I've never had scrapple. I don't know what that is.
So Matt said ketchup in the fridge. Heathens, are you not supposed to put ketchup in the fridge? Because, see, that's always kind of skeeved me out at restaurants that it's sitting on the table, because I always feel like it's supposed to go in the fridge after you open it.
It's basically tomato sugar, so I'm sure it never
I know
goes
it's got a
bad.
bunch of sugar in it, but I'm saying tomato, I just feel like it should go in the fridge.
But there is a difference, though, of like cold ketchup isn't as... Like if you do
it's not
if
as
you go out to
good.
eat and it's not like out of the refrigerator cold, it's better.
And like when they give you like the little packets, those aren't typically cold, and it is better. And why is McDonald's ketchup so much better?
Probably more sugar in it.
It tastes different than every other ketchup, and it's better.
Who's the sharpest tool in the shed? Beans and cornbread, great on a cold day. It's great for me on any day.
See,
I love it.
Bud, it's one of those things that we do
And
eat
I like,
more in the winter
and I'm
time.
not even a particular, like, I like pinto beans and white beans. Like, I like any. I
Yeah,
don't eat any
or
of the
even
green
mixed.
ones. Like, I don't eat the lima and all
I
that
like
stuff.
lima beans, but they're not made for cornbread. That's something different. That's for as a side dish. But
Scott says refrigerate after opening is on the label.
that's what I think. That's what I think. And so you go in these restaurants and you're like, how long has this been sitting out?
Fried okra and fried zucchini.
Oh,
And
I
she
love
loves fried okra. I like it, but that's another one of those though that I have to have ketchup for that for some reason. Like
fried okra.
Yeah, it's not
Oh
a
my
thing I like. Now
gosh.
fried squash and
That
zucchini
is
and
some
all
white
that
trash
is good.
stuff right
But I don't
there.
like fried okra, so I guess that's why I put ketchup on it. It's not really my favorite thing.
But there are things that we eat seasonally. So, because he was talking about, you know, beans and cornbread are good, you know, like on a cold day or whatever. Because that's like, we don't eat chili in the summertime. We don't eat soups in the summertime or beef stew. We don't really eat beans and cornbread.
Somebody said
in
catfish.
the summer.
The catfish around here is the Friday nights.
All you can eat.
Every restaurant around here has got, you know, catfish.
All you can eat.
I'm not talking about like
catfish.
the big name chain restaurants.
No.
I'm talking about the mom and pop restaurants. There's catfish.
All you
on
can
Friday
eat
night.
catfish, French fries, hush puppies, and coleslaw.
Happier than a pig in slop. I've heard that, but also the pig in the other S word, happier than a pig in.
No, I don't think I've heard that. Who are you hanging around? Somebody said he loves fried okra and black-eyed peas. I think black-eyed peas are one of the only lentils, if you want to call them that I don't particularly like. I think they taste a little bit more like dirt than the rest of them.
Madder than a wet hen, Sir Master of None.
Terry Burton said too big for his britches. Yeah. That was on the list earlier.
Do you put your hot sauce in the fridge is what Matt says.
I think we pretty much put everything in the fridge after we open it.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, mustard, obviously mayonnaise. That's a good way to get food poisoning right there. Leave that out too long. Yeah, any condiments we put in the fridge after we open them.
I can't do McDonald's sweet tea. It tastes like diabetes.
Yeah.
It is pretty sweet, but man,
probably the
my
sweetest.
great grandma,
Mammy.
We used to call her Mammy. That's what we called her, was Mammy, and she made tea that I'm talking about. You could feel the grains of sugar going down your throat the whole time you drank. But as a kid, though, you're like, "This is the best sweet tea ever, right here."
Did she make Kool-Aid?
I mean, it was like syrup almost.
Because Kool-Aid.
Well, she made Kool-Aid, but then most of the time she had a bunch of grape vines like in her yard, and she'd take grapes and put it in water and smash some up or something. I don't know, but she'd set out like a jar full of water and grapes and stuff and make
her own
juice.
wine.
Well, it's grape juice. We drunk grape juice.
No, it depends on how long it set out there. If it set out there long enough, she was getting y'all drunk so you would behave when you went to her house.
Harder than two squirrels banging in a wool sock. That one came up when.
Oh my gosh! What'd somebody say about
two armadillos in a barrel or something like that?
It was raining and you could hear it real loud whenever we had the tin roof on here, and they said it sounds like two armadillos banging in a trash can or something like that. Oh, that's hilarious.
That'll put hair on your butt.
Hair on your chest.
Hair on your chest is what people say around here.
That's what they used to say about drinking coffee. Like when you were younger, they'd say that'll put hair on your chest. Madder than a wet hen. Yeah. Madder than a old wet hen is what my mom used to say. My grandpa used to say like a cow chewing its cud. Yeah, I've heard that before too.
Jay Neves Loco Banana said, I remember everyone, so I've used the Ox Tools marking pencil, but recently changed to Klein Tools mechanical pencil just because it's cheaper to run and the lead's a bit thicker. I don't know if I've tried for the most part, all those are pretty interchangeable on the lead. So I end up just buying whatever the cheaper. I actually like the Hultefor's lead container thing, but I'm not sure about the Klein being different. Now that you say that, because I don't know if I've tried putting anything else in the Klein one. And I think my climb one's kind of stuck. I dropped my climb one and kind of broke it. And it doesn't click anymore. I don't think.
This is what happens when we don't take care of our things.
But I've got some Pica lead here. But that's not to say this is Pica lead. It's just what was in my Pica pencil. Yeah, that's definitely.
I feel like
I'm going the wrong one. You know?
they're the same. I thought they were mostly all the same size.
Yeah. But
is it going to stay in?
No, that's stuck in the down position.
No, I'm saying, is the lead going to fall out?
Well, it's going to slide because this is stuck in the down position. I need to pop this up, and then that would lock that in, I think. But I don't know. Let me see.
Well, we also have a great ketchup debate going on because Kiltronic said, I just looked at the Hunt's ketchup bottle and nowhere on it does it say to put in the refrigerator. So maybe there's certain brands that say refrigerate after opening and some of them don't.
So that lead slides in and out no matter what, but I think I've broke something in here, so don't go by that. Because I dropped this and smashed it pretty good, the Klein one.
Matt said, I've never had an issue using Pica lead in everything. Tracer, aux, Klein, etc.
I normally buy, I thought I had it on here. This, maybe it's over here. Yeah. This little Holteforce case is pretty nice. Like you just spin it and pull the lead out.
Oh, now listen, this is important information coming in, okay? They said, I called Heinz once about if you had to actually refrigerate ketchup because the fridge was busted. They said no because of the acids in it, but the refrigeration is for taste purposes over time. So for safety, maybe not. For the best taste, maybe yes.
Well, I know that some of those bag ketchup things that where you pump it out at the things, I've seen the insides of some of those before,
I've
and
heard
they got
has
mold
in it.
Yeah, but how does that get in there if it's not?
Because they're letting air get to it. That's different than if it's in a bottle and it's got a cap on it. It's not getting air. You got to have the air getting to it to grow the mold. You know, those big old bags that they're letting teenagers refill at the Wendy's.
Well, they don't refill them. They just change the bag out. Like they take that bag off, put a new bag in whenever it's empty. As you pump it, it kind of sucks out. So unless there's something wrong with how they hook it up to the pump and it's letting air get in, it shouldn't be letting air get in it.
Terry Burton said, as old as Methuselah.
Yeah. Where there's a whip, there's a way. I've heard where there's a will, there's a way.
Hold your horses.
Drunk as a skunk. I've heard people say that.
Drunker than Cooter Brown. Was Cooter Brown on the Dukes of Hazzard? Or
was he the drunk in Mayberry? Well, there was a drunk on the.
I didn't watch a ton of Andy Griffith, so I don't know. And I really didn't watch Dukes of Hazzard either, but my dad did. We'll have to find out where Cooter Brown was from. Clint said, use your Klein connection and get you some more pencils. He doesn't deserve more pencils. He ain't taking care of the ones he's got.
I'm usually running my Holteforce there. That's the one I prefer, which it needs new lead in it too.
Clint said mold is just medicine. It's true. It's penicillin, right? Oh, Someway said yes, Dukes of Hazzard. Otis is the town drunk on Andy Griffith. Cooter was the mechanic on Dukes of Hazzard, and he drove a tow truck. Okay, so now we know. I feel like we should have, on the, where it says the more you know, and the rainbow comes across the top with the shooting star. We're learning all kinds of things. Black mold is not medicine. That's true. You don't want black mold.
Something going on with this pencil too.
Boy, it's clicking.
Not feeding. And it wouldn't go up the other way either.
Well, you've just broken everything.
There we go. Wasn't going down enough. That was loose or something.
Matt said Tracer has the cooler lead holder.
I've actually got the Tracer one out in my, that's what stays in my little cubby on the side of my Klein boxes out there. That's where I actually get lead out of. And so that's not catching either.
What's that one?
Hultiforce.
Oh.
I'm pretty rough on those things though.
You're kind of rough on a lot of your stuff, really.
There's certain things. Tape measures and pencils.
Yeah, tape measures.
I treat like dogs.
Poor tape measures.
That's kind of like stuck in that position or something too. There we go. That one didn't pop back up is what it was.
You beat it like a rented mule.
It's never, the pencil's never messed up. It's always I think it's because I sure do this.
I know.
And I get a lot of spit in there and it makes them not open and close right.
Putting stuff in your mouth that you work with, I can't break you of that habit. Please tell me you didn't break that Tracer Pro.
No, the Tracer Pro one's in my vest. My service vest.
What is the most durable lead to use? Probably the Pica, right?
So yeah, I can get it working if I take the tops getting stuck and not going down in there right.
Oh, I'm getting tired. Is it bedtime? It's 7 o'clock. I'm telling y'all, we're going to have some sunshine and some vitamin D around here.
If you hold that pencil up in front of a mirror, you'll be able to spot what's causing all that operator error, Dr. Awkward said.
Well, there's only one operator, so we know. Because I don't use them. You can't blame me for that.
Nah, I know what happens with these because I already said the whole time I never use this.
It's supposed to go back in your pocket.
I don't know, but I don't mess with that. I just get it like this. On jobs, not service call jobs, but like framing and all that stuff. I don't mess with putting it back and forth. I mean, I use it nonstop. Like I don't sit there and take it back and forth.
Well, Matt said if you managed to break the all aluminum version, I'd be impressed.
Yeah, that's the one I keep in my Atlas 1824 vest. I keep it up in that little pocket, the aluminum one.
You're gonna break your teeth is what you're gonna end up doing.
That's why I put it in that one because I never use that vest for the jobs where I would normally put one in my mouth because I'm like, it's usually if I'm going back and forth to a miter saw and mark and trim and doing all that, it's like I'm getting that pencil out 1,000 times, so I just put it in my mouth. It's faster.
Well, yeah, we still have a bunch of ice out there.
So here's a bunch of other stickers that I've got.
Well, these aren't fun.
That have nothing to do with this, but I'll show them to you. So I have That Bowery Boy. I don't know if he's still hid back here somewhere.
Yeah, he's up here.
Oh, yeah. So I had the second one of those. Crescent. That I think I signed up in their emails. Like I didn't get this with the cart. I signed up in the email thing or something. They mailed that to me. John Wayne on the Texas Tool. Jeff Bowery sent me that one.
Is Texas Tool where that hat was from?
Yeah. And then also this one, Texas Tool and Equipment. He sent me that one too. Somehow I got another Vito sticker like this. Got a Diamondback sticker. That was whenever I bought the Nico pouch. This one's...
Oh, I picked that one out for you when we were on vacation.
Yeah, kind of a big deal with a dill pickle. Velocity Pro Gear. That one came with the bag. I got these Klein Tools stickers back. I think this was the month before that one. This last go around of the trade
Clint said
Club.
20% off any one item tomorrow.
These I actually just got in the mail today from the Klein Sticker Club thing where you got to get on there every month and sign up for them.
20% off where? Any item tomorrow?
Probably Harbor Freight. Yeah, there's a Vera Tool Rebel. I can't remember what I got that with. This one here, I had to get out of the package. I got 3 of these. Came in a 3-pack.
Okay, yeah, he said Harbor Freight. Somebody was talking about your pencil. He said he done did it and now it's tore up. Yeah, he done did it. He put it in his mouth.
Gosh, how did they put these things in there?
You look like Butterfingers trying to get that out.
I didn't want to lose them. This is Gen X raised on water, or
Hose water.
raised on hose water and neglect.
Speak for yourself.
Basically, we played outside all the time. Nobody knew where we were.
I feel like I'm
drunk water
not
from water.
real. I feel like I'm not a true Gen Xer.
You didn't live in the same kind of area as what I lived in, so there's like nothing to do around here.
No, I think.
Got 3 of those. They came in a 3-pack. This one was on our trip.
That was,
I guess, it was the
one
Blue
of the
Ridge
places
Mountains.
we went.
Let's get toasted. Amicalola, I guess.
Amicalola
Falls State Park. That was a place where we stopped. Funny story happened there.
Is that the place?
Won't share. Yeah.
Are you sure? We went to a lot of different places.
STS, that came with the magnetic boot. I think this Klein here was, that's what had that one sticker in it. I got these whenever I bought the muck ender towels. You get those, or at least I got them with mine.
Why do they have a...
So it's a stud pack sticker, Perkins, the Hacksman, and then a muck ender sticker. I was
going to say, that looks like that one guy.
Yeah.
But the Perkins, okay, yeah.
Then Clint Cole, the tool collector, sent me. That's got my address on it, and it's got his address on it. I'm gonna make sure I don't put them in there. Tool collector stickers. Who's in here?
He's made himself a few different varieties. Somebody's still doing Southern sayings over here. He just put slicker than snot.
Yeah, I say that.
It is slicker than snot out there right now.
I just got this in the mail today. This was from Amato Lee from Florida. He contacted me and said he bought some Noster subcompacts and he was trying them on his tape measures and said he didn't like them, which again goes to everything I say on this channel all the time. That's what I told him in the email. I was like, I hate to hear that you didn't like them. I said, I absolutely love them. I put them on every tape measure I use. Got one right here. It's on my, but one person's favorite tool and how they like to use it, somebody else might not like it at all. It's just the way stuff goes sometimes. So
you've had stuff that you don't like that other people do.
He had a couple Noster subcompacts and he wanted to send them to me since he said, I know you'll use them. So he sent them to me, and then he sent a sticker. What did I just do with that? There. Yeah. And he said that it's from his fire station. So he sent me a sticker with his stuff. Juno Beach. So appreciate him sending me that, and also the sticker. So some of them either go on my cabinets all over the place, or I might save a lot of those, depends on what I end up putting on the sticker wall.
We're trying to figure out.
I kind of got a drawer over here where I put stuff whenever I go places.
Sure how you're going to build that door yet? Because you talked about a regular door, then you talked about a sliding door.
I think I'm for sure going to do it. It's a slider, just so I can leave it open a lot. Because if I open a door, it's going to have to come this way. I don't want to go that way with it because it's going to bang into stuff. I don't want to sit there and mess with having a door open.
Somebody said you're too young for Gen X. So we are 1 year. If you look at the cutoff, we are 1 year away from actually being millennials. We just snuck in on the tail end of Gen X. So I can almost relate to, I feel like we relate more to Gen X, but I have some millennial tendencies on a few things where I'm like, yeah, like this one about the hose water and neglect.
That was me.
Yeah, I wasn't raised that
But
way.
I'm also like the baby with 2 older brothers, so those 2 older brothers were for sure in Gen X, and
Yeah.
all the friends
You were raised.
I hung out with
You were
Gen X people
raised.
my
Yeah,
whole
you were
like
raised more
I hung out
like.
with older people my whole childhood.
Yeah, you were raised more like a Gen X kid. I was raised more like a millennial. I was probably a little bit more spoiled and a little bit more coddled, and I wasn't drinking hose water. And my parents did know where I was. Like, you know, all the joke about Gen X is like, well, our parents didn't even know where we were. It's like, oh, my parents knew where I was, and I had a curfew and all that type of stuff. So I was probably raised a little bit more like a millennial, but it could be that because you had older siblings. But yeah, technically, if you look at the years and the breakdown, we just barely slid in where we're, you know, Gen X by 1 year.
And without a doubt, I was raised on hose water neglect.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily, I wouldn't call it neglect. It was just freedom.
Yeah, I mean, y'all did
we didn't
what.
have helicopter parents like we were allowed to do
Yeah,
what we wanted to do.
I think that
It wasn't that they didn't care.
I think that my parents were a really good mix of like they weren't helicopter parents like a lot of kids have now, but they definitely like knew where I was. And this is why I didn't get spankings with switches because I was a good kid.
I didn't get them with switches. I got them with wiffle ball bats and spoons and whatever else you
Paddles,
could get.
actual paddles, and
Whatever was in the room.
wooden spoon.
Yeah, I saw a sticker that said I survived a
I saw something about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a T-shirt that said "Wooden Spoon Survivor." Yeah, Wooden Spoon Survivor.
I was raised very old fashioned. I'm Gen X. We didn't have hoses as much as a bucket to draw water out of the well. Best water in the world. Yeah, there's a lot of people that still are on even well water. Like, not as much
Maybe
now,
not a bunch, but
there's still
yeah.
some.
My great grandparents lived up in Louisville and they had well water. Now, when I was a kid, I could taste the difference in it, and I didn't like the water at their house, but I guess it's whatever you get used to. Because I can remember, like, even when we would be on our way up there, it's like, if you want something to drink, you better get it now.
Hey Joe, I'm still trying. This is user. I'm still trying to decide between the quieter M12 surge impact with 450 inch-pounds of torque versus the M12 non-surge with 1100 inch-pounds. Thoughts for a home renovator. So, if it's your only one, like, and you don't have anything that's going to be more powerful, like you're just going to buy one and that's it, you would want to buy the M12 regular one. But like I have, other impacts that are more powerful. So if I run into something, it's not a big deal for me to just get that if the M12 Surge isn't going to do it. But the M12 Surge, for the most part, I can frame interior framing with it and stuff like that if I want to. I don't usually use it for that, like if I'm doing a bunch, but I mean, I could. It would do it. And I prefer the M12 Surge over any tool that I use as far as having it in my hand and the sound and the way the screws go in and everything about it. Like if I had my preference of a tool to use, it's the M12 Surge. But if like you don't have another option, you might have to put a lag bolt in or something later, you might want to have the one that does a little bit more umph. And I've got the newer M12, but I don't know that I've ever really even used it like really hammering on something. Like I always get my M18 stuff out, so I don't know how much, even though it says it's way stronger, I don't know how much really how much stronger it should really is. So my answer to that would be, if it's going to be your only impact you're going to have at your house, the only one you've got in your work truck or whatever, I'd go ahead and buy the one that's 1100. But if you've got other tools that will do it, the few times that you're going to need to do something the M12 Surge won't do, then I'd get the M12 Surge.
Somebody said, latchkey kid, multiple divorced parents, rock fights, etc. Yeah. See, I
Oh, we
can't
had
relate to the Gen X thing as
we had
much on that because
we had BB gun wars. I mean, we'd build ramps to jump our bikes that were like 12 foot tall, and by the time you were up in the air, like every time you land, you're gonna crash because it's
yeah,
very
I
hard
think
to
I was a
land it.
little bit more sheltered
We
on
actually
that
had
kind of stuff.
we had these big old pine trees that we built a ramp and put it in front of, and we'd ramp off the bikes and actually go into the tree so that like it wouldn't hurt as bad hitting the
And
tree
I
as it
wasn't,
would
my
or
mom
how
was
far
a
of a drop it
teacher,
was.
so I wasn't a latchkey kid because she came home the same time as I did after school. Like I was never home alone in the
Bottle
afternoons.
rocket wars, yeah, or Roman candles. But we used to get on our bikes and go miles from the house, like, or go back in the woods for hours, like, and build little clubhouses and stuff. And like, I mean, we'd be
I
gone.
rode my bike up and down the driveway because it was blacktop, and that's as far as I ever went.
We'd walk.
Up and down the driveway.
We'd walk all the way to the next convenience store, which I know you said you did that here, but where ours was not as
Yeah,
close as what
this
that
one,
was
that
here.
one was really close.
And we'd walk to the convenience store and buy cigarettes for
Oh
our
yeah,
parents.
yeah, they would let you buy cigarettes for your parents back then. But yeah, but somebody said on here, they said, Gen X equals freedom. But I think it was more because we were watching that crime show the other night, and it was a serial, whatever he was abducting kids, girls and boys, and young. I mean, like 7, 8 years old. And I mean, it was terrible, okay, what he was doing to these kids. And it was the late 80s and early 90s, which is, when we grew up. And it's not that stuff like that wasn't happening. It's just, I don't think you heard as much about it. And so I think parents were more ignorant to let their kids go and ride. Like, you should have never been riding bicycles out after dark by yourself. Like, that could be you. Like, on that crime show, that could be you. And so
I was
it's
born.
like,
I was born with a certain set of skills.
but we were talking about this too. All
Like
of those kids
Liam
that got
Neeson.
abducted, all of those kids, they were alone. And I do think parents are smarter now. They don't let their kids go out alone. When was the last time you saw a kid alone riding a bicycle? Or period, alone? Like, they're either in groups or they're not out at all. Because I think parents know now that, like, you can't be alone. There's safety in numbers. That's what they used to tell us.
Also, there's a difference in the way that the mentality is of those kids versus the kids who grew up with the freedom that because it's like, it's a little bit different of.
It didn't keep them from getting abducted.
Well, I'm saying the kids that don't go out and do anything and just sit inside all
Yeah.
the time and do it. There's a big difference in that in the people our age and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's true, but
And
I'm saying it's kept them safe though.
Especially in my line of work and most of the people that's in here, there's a big difference. Like,
No, I'm not saying it doesn't make them tougher.
Some of the stuff we do is dangerous,
yeah.
and some of the stuff we
It
do is
probably made you tougher, but it also could have killed you. So, I mean, at least you survived it.
Yeah, Matt said tipping cows and peeing on electric fences was fun. See, I mean, no kid today would even think about peeing on an electric fence.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, and I never went cow tipping.
Well, nobody today would think about getting their friend to pee on an electric fence. Like, it's funny.
We had cows. I mean, right out here, like on our property when I was a kid, we had cows, and I would have never even thought about going out there and trying to push one of them over. Clint said, "You sound sheltered, like Erica, his wife." I mean, like I said, I never thought of my parents as being, they weren't like helicopter parents.
Well, like I said, you lived in a different spot than, even though I lived in Kentucky, it's not like this. Like, I mean, you're out, and it's even grown up here more than now than what it was.
So
when
you weren't walking to somebody's house
Yeah.
or anything. We weren't in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you would have had to been driven by your parents if you wanted to go sleep over somewhere or something like
There's
that.
no riding your bike down this road because you'll get killed by somebody in a car. It's different.
Yeah. But they were probably a little bit ahead of their time on keeping some tabs on me.
Banana Havoc said the best part is we live behind a mountain, so I can legitimately claim I rode uphill to school both ways. That'd be nice to use later when you're talking to grandkids. You're actually the guest of trade this Saturday, Banana.
Snipe hunting, somebody said. I still don't know exactly what that is. Like, is that a real thing or not? A snipe? I mean, frog gigging is a real thing. People do that. Like, they go and I think they stab them, is what they do. But I've never been to do that either. Maybe I'm not as country as I think I am. I've never been frog gigging. I've never been snipe hunting.
I'm basically married to a city girl.
Yeah, really. I'm a city girl parading around saying bless your heart and acting like I'm from the country. I was the channel changer, Jamie True said. Yeah, we did have an old TV that didn't have the remote. And I can remember, and we had a black and white TV for a short time when I was a kid too. We had a small black and white one and a color one, but we, still had that little black and white one for a while. But yeah, I was the channel changer and the volume person and the.
Terry Burton said we pulled the stormwater manhole covers to go up and down and walk to the next one, usually
Oh
just a
my
little water in there.
gosh.
So we used to.
I think I had enough fear in me to not do some things.
Me and my friends, we live right next to I-65, pretty close to it, and there so happened to be a big old like tunnel for a drain that ran underneath
It's a
all
culvert,
all
right?
the lanes.
Is that what
And
they
this was
call
like,
it?
yeah, and this was 6 lanes of I-65 that this went under, but we could get to a store that was on the other side of I-65 without having to run across it if we went under there. But
Well,
it was
yeah,
pretty.
you don't need
It
to
was
be running
but it was pretty
over it.
but it was pretty tight. Sometimes we went ahead and just ran across all it when we went across it because it
You're
was a
not
long
supposed
way
to
to go
do
around.
that.
I know, so we go
That's
under
the
it.
interstate.
So then we go under it to not get in trouble. Because if you were running across it and there so happened to be a cop that came down
Well,
through there, you get in
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah, that's a lot of lanes to try to cross at one time.
But it wasn't a huge like stand up and walk through it. You had to be
Oh,
like,
see, I would have thought you could stand up as big as it was.
We used to go over there so we could go to the little convenience store and get Cheetos paws in the little 25-cent bags.
Oh, the Cheetos paws were the best things. They quit making those. Yeah, those were really good. We had, well, up here at the top of our driveway, because, I grew up here. The top of the driveway has that. When I was a kid, to me, and I look at it now and I'm like, that's crazy. But that culvert that runs under our driveway, like when I was a small kid, I remember thinking, I wonder if I could crawl through there because you could see to the other side. But then I always creeped myself out because I was such a super small kid. I'm sure I could have gotten through there like I was tiny. But I always would creep myself out when I would try to get up the nerve to do it because I thought, well, what if I get stuck in the middle and like I can't get to either side? So I never did it. But I always wanted to do that that's what I'm saying. I think I had enough fear. And my parents didn't have to tell me not to do stuff. I just was a cautious enough kid that I didn't take a lot of risk. That's why I've never had a broken bone. I mean,
that's why you're weak.
I am that
You
too.
definitely would not be Cobra Kai.
No.
You'd definitely be Miyagi Dojo.
I wouldn't be Cobra Kai or Slytherin or any of that. No, I'm not tough. We had to watch Captain Planet at our friend's house.
Banana remembers the Cheeto paws. Yeah, those were super good.
They're-
I've even said in the last like little bit, like every now and then they've come out with something that's kind of like it, but it's not. It's like the Cheetos paws were totally different.
Yeah,
They were
the
so
amount
good.
it was the amount of cheese they
Well,
had
and it
on
was a
them.
different texture. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
as soft as just the curls, but it wasn't like as hard as the crunchy ones. It was
Yeah.
kind of an in between thing.
No,
and
they were
super
really good. And they used to have Fritos in the late 80s, early 90s. Fritos had something that was called like Wild West Ranch or something. The bag had like teal blue and hot pink and stuff on it. And they were called something. And they've never remade that flavor again. And
So-
it was so much better than just regular ranch.
Some of my favorite, and I don't know that I'd like them now. I have no idea. I can't even remember what they taste like, but I remember the old Boise's. The old Boise's are old boisterous, like it was a potato chip.
Oh, the ones that look like they had the skin on them?
No, those were the potato skins. Those were just, but these were called old Boise's. They were kind of almost like a kettle chip in a way, but they weren't. I mean, they weren't that hard, but there was something about them. I don't remember. Getting on the snack food train. It's like Doritos Midnight Hamburger. They seem to come back every so often.
They do bring some stuff back every so often, but
They're
they
still not
haven't
the
done
same.
the Cheeto Paws.
Like there's whatever they made them out of, or it's just your brain is thinking that they're one way because you ate them as a kid, but they don't. Anything they come back out with never seems like it's the same as how you remembered it as a kid.
That's nostalgia. You know, you remember something usually better than what it actually was. Your brain tricks you.
Yeah, because you had the crunch taters were like kettle chips. Those were on Home Alone.
Yeah. If you love Reese's, try the Reese's Animal Crackers. It's like magic. So they had the Reese's Animal Crackers back sometime around the holidays. They had them at Ollie's. And Ollie's is like, I don't know if you have one where you live, but it's what is it? Like Overstock or what? It's almost like
Great
a big
stuff,
lot. Cheap. Yeah, good stuff cheap.
Good stuff cheap.
It's almost like Overstock and they buy it in bulk or whatever, and everything's always cheaper. And they had the big bags of the Reese's Animal Crackers. And they were like maybe $6.99, and I mean the big bag. And I thought, that's a pretty good price. And they actually said what the normal price is, because they always tell you what the other people are selling them for. It was like half off. And I was so close to getting, I went in there 2 different times and I was so close to getting those for you. But I was like, you know, he's going to be dieting after Christmas. I'm going to get this big old bag of Reese's Animal Crackers. And I'm, you know, so I didn't get them. But I thought that. I was like, that's Reese's good, Animal Crackers good. This has to be great.
76 IG said he thought you was gonna bring up Fritos and bean dip. One of my brothers absolutely love that bean dip.
I don't big bean dip
person. I don't even know if I ever even tried. Is it like just refried beans kind of?
Yeah, it tastes like refried beans.
Now potted meat.
Ugh.
I don't eat it, but both of my boys love it. Like they both
eat
it.
crackers and potted meat. Yes. Ugh, it's
whatever,
like cat food.
Yeah,
it smells like it.
They both eat it. And I'm like, I've never even ate it. I don't think. I mean,
our oldest son like lived summer break on potted meat and Totino pizza.
Yeah,
Totino's pizzas. I mean, that's all he ate was potted meat and pizzas.
The Totino's pizzas are pretty daggone good for like, which they used to be like $1. They're probably like $2 or something now. Yeah. I don't know what they are now.
They are good pizzas, especially if you cook them right on the oven rack and let them get nice and crispy. But I can remember back when they were round, because I think they're square now. But back in the day, they were round. When he used to eat them, they were round. But they would have them 10 for 10 at Kroger. So we would buy him 10 pizzas, and he would eat them for a week and a half, and then we'd buy him 10
I'd always
more.
make them and then fold them in half like a taco and just eat it, like, because then you could just eat it without in your hand without having to have a plate and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he ate so many, and the skinniest little thing ever. And I was like, how is it that he's living on frozen pizzas and potted meat? And he's like, we special order his pants because he was so skinny.
Moon pie and RC cola, and then
I was never a big moon pie person, or RC really. Clint said that I don't love you. Oh, I guess because I didn't get you the Reese's Animal Crackers.
We did find out about grandbaby maintenance too.
Oh, that's
number
right.
2. I don't think we had mentioned.
When did we mention that we would be finding out? Because I feel like it's been a long time since I've been on a live. But anyway, we did find out that grandbaby maintenance number 2, or I used to be calling them mystery baby number 2, but it's going to be a boy this time. So we're going to have a girl and a boy. This summer, we will be getting a little boy.
Pie Guy, do you have the Milwaukee air tip vacuum attachment? So there's I think they're all called air tips. So I don't know which one
Is air tip like the name of the?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them though. Like I've got quite a few of them. Which one are you wanting to know how it works? I mean, for the most part, I think I got about all of them.
Yeah, you do have a bunch of them.
I got some of them over there in that
I
drawer.
think you got in a little habit of going in there and buying new ones.
Just the tip. Going to Tom Thumb, turn in bottles.
The best, the moon pies, I always thought the banana ones were probably the best. But I don't know that any, like to me, I don't really love that cookie texture necessarily.
The M12 power head that cleans carpets. Yeah, I've got that. I actually keep it in the back of my truck. It works. It's basically like a powered brush. Like it doesn't do any sucking. You still hook it up to a vacuum for the suction part of it. So if
So
you
it has bristles to
Yeah,
break up
and it
if you
works
got
pretty
like,
good for me because I work a lot in the commercial spaces, and that commercial tile, like little stuff gets in it, and it's not like it's not, if you go in somebody's house and they got a bigger nap, like your little stuff's never going to be seen, but like that stuff's kind of hard to get out of that short nap stuff like that sometimes, and it actually does kind of help. I end up getting mine on clearance though. Like I paid like $20 or something for it whenever I got it. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what the regular price is, what I would pay for it, type of thing. I definitely like, I don't use it enough that I spent like huge money on it. But whenever I went into Home Depot one day and it was on clearance, is why I bought it. But it does actually work fairly, it makes a difference, anyways, I'll say, on especially like short nap carpet compared to just running your vacuum over it. It will get some of the stuff out of the little naps so that it'll suck it up. And it probably works better depending upon what vacuum you use it on. I think I've only used it on my pack out vacuum. So like if I actually hooked it up to a real vacuum
yeah,
with
with
more
better
suction,
suction.
basically it's a brush that picks the stuff up and throws it up in there. So your suction's gonna make a difference.
Fake Property said grandbaby number 2 was born Monday. They had a 9-pound, 5-ounce clunker girl. Yeah, our first grandbaby was a little chunky girl too. She was almost 10 pounds. I told my daughter-in-law, I said, they say that subsequent children, like, they're bigger. I mean, they typically get bigger like each time. And I said, this little boy's going to be over 10 pounds. She said, no, he's not, because I'm being induced the very first day that they will let me. Like, I'm not going to let this little boy sit in here and get as big as what our little granddaughter did.
Terry said he's got 5 grandkids, and he said his brother has 10 grandkids.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
What's a southern saying for your nose running?
I've heard like dripping like a faucet or something like that, but
Yeah. That's probably about the only thing I've heard too.
That's what our poor little granddaughter's was, dripping like a faucet last weekend when she was over here. Being in daycare, she picks up all kinds of stuff, and I think she's had a runny nose since it first turned cold and just keeps it. I'll be glad when it warms up for that reason. I'll be glad when it warms up for a lot of reasons. The ice that we got, like 2 weeks ago, it hasn't gone anywhere because it stayed so cold, and everything keeps refreezing at night.
Justin 3D said his wife says running like a sugar tree.
Huh.
Yeah, I've not heard that. Dripping like a faucet or running like a faucet is probably what.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I've ever heard.
What's up, Ray's Maintenance? Go Shadow.
This live contains 7% tool content. Kentucky slang. I don't have any tool slang.
Yeah, I've been waiting on one thing to come in the mail. The things I've got right now aren't big. I'm thinking about waiting and just doing a tool haul with the things that I've got whenever I get those.
Let me tell you some videos that you could be making. You could be making how to install a new kitchen sink, because I need one. And I told you the next time you went over to Home Depot or Lowe's to pick us up one.
No.
How to install a kitchen sink. Watch me work. We need one at our house. We could be doing a video of how to install wallpaper, because I need that done too in my laundry room. I've already got the paper and I'm waiting for somebody to help me put it in.
I didn't know that was even on my list of things.
Well, I don't know that I want to try to do it myself because I'll probably mess it up. So, yeah.
Still covered with snow here. Supposed to get to 60 Tuesday. Yeah,
we're supposed to
we've
make-
gotten some of it. Like all of it's come off our roof for the most part, which the driveway's been good since I got it with the skid steer. But it's still solid ice everywhere else. And then
Yeah,
all the
yard's
piles,
icy.
all the piles that are everywhere, like where they push it off roads.
They'll
and stuff.
be here till March.
Yeah, they're going to be here for a while.
The piles are so big, and they're just these huge blocks of ice. Like they're just big chunks. They look like concrete blocks, but it's ice. All the way up and down our driveway, like where he pushed it off to the sides and it mounded up. That'll be there for a while. But there's 2 days next week that we're supposed to be in the 60s. So that should help.
Ray said he'll drive down and install that sink. See, there you go.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm going to have to hire.
Clint said you can't afford me.
Sometimes I have to hire my own. I feel like I need my own handyman besides him because I have things on the list. I've been complaining about that sink I loved it when we got it. That's actually our second one. It's no divider, just big open like farmhouse sink, white. And it's the second one we've had. But I think this is my fault. Well, this is partially your fault with the coffee. But the first part's my fault. I put some hot pans down in there.
If after I poured the coffee in there, whatever was left and didn't go down the drain, if you'd come behind me and rinse
I shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have to do that.
Wouldn't be a problem.
So the strainer basket got a little bit stained from his coffee and him not rinsing after that. We could have just replaced the strainer basket, which would be much cheaper. The reason we have to replace the whole sink, now that's on me. I put some hot pans in there and I think it kind of like warped it a little bit. And so where it's warped, it holds water. And now where it holds water, including coffee water, it's kind of like stained that little spot too. It's just driving me crazy. So it's got to go. And I kind of really want another white farmhouse sink, but I also don't want to ruin it again.
Well,
so then we
don't put a hot thing in it.
Well, normally I try to rinse them with cool water before I sit them down in there, but something must have happened. Or it wasn't me. It could have not been me.
It was you. Guarantee you.
Could have been our son. He cooked some. But then we looked at black sinks, but I couldn't find one I liked. I don't want shiny. I want like a matte finish, and I couldn't find one. And they had horrible reviews on Amazon saying that they scratched really easy, and I don't want something that scratches easy. I don't want something I have to be delicate with. I want something that can take a licking and keep on ticking.
Was it ceramic? No, I think this one's a fiberglass. The one that we got in there now, I think, is a fiberglass. If I remember right, because I know it's not. I know it's not like cast.
I feel like it's our second white one.
We bought that. I bought the same exact one.
But I don't know why we replaced the first one.
You did something to it.
Well, it definitely didn't have like the staining and stuff on it, so I don't know why we replaced the first one. Did the first one have a divider and we decided to go no divider?
I had to look up. I looked up the same exact sink and bought the same exact sink because the hole's already cut for it and all that kind of stuff.
That's another thing. So a lot of the ones that we looked at that I liked, they've got those little offset drains or something weird. And I'm like,
well, most of them now too, like you have to drill the extra holes if you want. Like it's very rare you can find a sink to take a 3-hole faucet and then also have like the sprayer off to the side. Like they're all built to have the sprayer and the handle and all that. Like, so then you got to drill the extra holes.
The sprayer and the handle.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either.
I don't like any of those like that. I know that's the thing, but I don't like it. Some things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yeah, we need to get one purchased and get that changed out because it's driving me crazy.
You really do.
Well, why don't you just look up that one and get it again? It came from Home Depot, didn't it? Just buy the same one again, and we'll try to be careful with it. I guess. Because I don't know that the stainless steel, although it can take a beating, the stainless steel is probably the toughest one. But I don't
Still
think
get
it's gonna.
scratches, though.
I don't think it's gonna look good with the sprayer and stuff that we have. So we might ought to just get another white one and actually, treat it nice. And then yeah, the wallpaper. That's it's only one wall.
I don't do wallpaper.
It's an accent wall, so it's only one wall.
I don't do wallpaper for the sole purpose of I'm not taking off wallpaper ever.
This
in my life.
This.
And if you put it in here, it's
no.
one day.
This is removable without leaving a mess.
I bet it is.
It says it is.
I bet it is.
Does.
I bet, especially after it's been on there for 10 years. I bet it's really removable.
Yeah. If we ever redo that,
I'm thinking about long term here. I'm still going to be living here, and that wallpaper is going to want to be off there. And then guess who's going to have to do that?
If we redo that room, though, that's the wall with all the cubbies on it. We could just tear the drywall off and just rebuild that whole wall.
We could, yeah.
So,
we could just go ahead and tear the whole house down and just build another one.
Wallpaper.
Miss Rockefeller over here.
Wallpaper is becoming a thing again.
I feel sorry for the people who call me later on in life and say,
it's getting popular again.
Get rid of this wallpaper.
Everything is coming back around, okay? Everything's making its way back around. Have you heard this? It's almost, what are they calling it? Granny something. Like the style for houses. They're going back to like granny designs.
Five Ghost Shadow said it's removable because sheetrock is removable.
This one is
build a house over a house.
This one's pre-stuck on the back. So like you don't have to use the wallpaper paste. Back in the day, I remember when my parents used to wallpaper and do border and all that stuff, and you have to have the little brush and do the paste and everything. This one is sticky on the back already. It's pre-stuck. And it says removable wallpaper.
Yeah.
And it showed a
flushable toilet wipes.
It showed.
There's all kinds of slogans out there that aren't real.
I know, and I don't flush toilet wipes. I know better. But it showed a video of the woman pulling it off.
Unbreakable wall plates. I can still break them.
Oh, yeah. Those are breakable. You turn the screwdriver one too many times and you'll break those.
Well, not the unbreakable ones, but you will eventually.
I've broken some when I've tightened them down too tight.
Those aren't the unbreakable ones. That's what I'm saying.
Well, build a house over a house. It's almost like building a garage over a garage.
Justin 3D said, I hope not the olive green and copper appliances. I've actually seen that kind of stuff coming back.
I was watching this, what do they call those people who are like interior designer? And she says, yes, that colored things are coming back, like toilets and bathtubs and all that stuff. And appliances, she said everything just being, white, almond, or black. She's like, no, color is going to come back. Because people are wanting color. They're tired of what they call millennial gray. They said we need color in our life. We need knickknacks and granny houses back, where it feels cozy and not sterile.
Won't be long, we'll be closing up all the open concepts and making...
Yeah. Well, everybody wanted like everything wide open, a lot of just white or light gray walls, not a lot of color. Everything was either white, black, gray, or wood. And now people are going, well, it doesn't feel cozy. There's no color. I don't, and so they're going back. That was a big thing at Christmas. They were going back to decorating like their, grandparents again, the tinsel on the tree and all that good stuff. But we'll see. Remove, seal, paint. It looked like crap. Yeah. The old stuff, the old wallpaper paste always left that thing. And there's a lady that I worked with that bought a house that was a fixer-upper, and they had wallpapered and bordered every single room, and she was trying to strip it and do it herself and whatever, and she finally got to a point where she literally hired a company to come in and they had to skim coat. They skim coated her entire house because it was just too damaged.
Which is what you'll be doing in that room in about 10 years.
But that was the
I'll be dead,
was the old stuff. Well, my new younger husband will do it for me if you're gone.
He won't have the skills.
Well, maybe he'll have money. And then you can just, because you either have to have skills or money. So, Wings and Pizza said, I grew up with a pink bathroom. Yeah. When my sister bought that fixer-upper house that was built in like the 40s or 50s, they had one pink bathroom and one blue bathroom, and it was so funny.
Well, the blue bathroom is the one I made
Yeah.
it short.
Yeah, you redid
Tearing
her
out
blue
that little
bathroom
blue
for
bathroom.
her. It's a rental now. She rents it out. But when her and her kids moved in there, it was so funny. Her son was young. I mean, he was like 5 or 6 years old, and he went in that pink bathroom, and he said, "Why is the toilet pink?" And I don't know what she said to her. And then he said, "Please remove it." He did not like that pink toilet at all. Yeah, green is avocado. That was real popular, that color, for a while. And yellow. I've seen yellow bathrooms too. I've got 80s color blue bathtub in my house. That's what I mean. You just wait around for it to come back. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
you don't. You have me change it and then change it again when it comes back instead of just saying, "Hey, it's going to come back in 20 years."
See, but that's what I'm waiting out on our main bathroom, because I was going to rip all that out and put in gray tile, but now I'm like, I'm going to wait it out because the brown tile is going to come back. Because if we rip it out and we put in gray tile's on its way out. So I'm like, let's just keep it and see if the brown tile comes back in. I'm trying to save you work to do. I don't think the wallpaper wall will take you very long at all. And I know the sink won't.
I don't have the tools to put up wallpaper.
All you need is a flat outer thing. Thingamajig.
I don't have it.
You need,
I don't have one of them.
I
don't have one of them doohickeys.
Doohickeys or thingamajigs. It's just something that, makes it flat. Now, they do use plastic ones and not metal ones. Most people, they use like the ones that are made out of hard plastic. Because if you use the metal, you might rip it.
Oh, that'd be a shame.
Yeah, so you have to use the... Don't be too quick. That old toilet is pre-low flow. Oh, don't get me started on new toilets. We have 3 bathrooms in our house, and 2 of the 3 are that stupid, let's all conserve water, so I'm going to give you a teaspoon to try to flush stuff down with. It drives me crazy. We only have 1 of our 3 bathrooms that still has an older... It's not that old, but it does have decent water in that spare bathroom. Those other 2, yeah. Let me use as much water as I determine that I need to use. I'm the one who pays the water bill, right?
What kind of tool do I need to do wallpaper? Let's see.
Nothing.
I think I need a track saw. Battery-powered track saw. That's the only way you can cut wallpaper out. M18 track saw.
You cut it with a pair of scissors.
Not for precision.
And the kind that I...
You got to lay out the wallpaper on the foam
kind
board
that I bought,
and use your M18 track saw.
The kind that I bought has a little grid system on the back to make it easy to measure.
Yeah, just
you
imagine.
Cut it on the grid.
You throw the track right on the grid, zip it.
Yeah. 5 Ghost Shadow said the tools to do peel and stick are way too expensive.
I know. M18 track saw if you want to do it right.
I could probably do it myself, but I'd end up buying another $40 roll of wallpaper because I'd probably waste too much. Because I measured out what I needed and that's what I bought if we didn't have waste. But if I try to do it myself, I'll probably miscut some stuff and have waste. So it's going to cost you more money if I try to do it myself.
No, because you'll never know. Because it's just going to be staying rolled up in the little roll in there. We'll never know if we need more.
It won't take that long. It's a small project.
Banana said the tool required for wallpaper is a garbage can to throw it out.
Oh, gosh. I have a vision in mind of what I'm wanting. I have a vision.
I'll tell you right now what's going to happen. I'm going to put up the wallpaper, and you're not going to like the wallpaper. And then I'm going to take down the wallpaper, which is going to make me want to strangle you.
Well, if you take it right down, it definitely won't leave any kind of thing on the wall. But I'm not going to...
The fact that you just said that even means that you think that might happen.
No, I'm not. I don't think that I won't like it.
But remember the paint? Do we remember the yellow paint?
Well, yeah. I blame your mom for that because she had yellow paint in her living room that looked good, and it made me think that I wanted yellow paint. But she apparently had different lighting than us, so. Get the American Standard Champion Max Golf Ball Toilet. I've seen that. Is that the one that's supposed to be able to flush like 40 golf balls or something in a row? I don't think I need anything like that, but I mean.
Perez is locked out of the building. She's the designer, you're the labor. Always remember that.
Well, you know, I saw something the other day.
She's the dreamer that just comes up with stuff for me to, like, I don't have enough stuff. Like, I could come out here and work for the rest of the year every time I have free time if I wanted
we
to.
don't live in the garage. We live in the house. This garage is on the back burner. But I saw something the other day that said, for every girl that is something about, you know, like dreaming of what they want, I hope you find your let's do it man. Basically saying, I hope you find a man who anything you come up with says I can make it happen.
Maybe your next one.
And then I saw this one girl was like, I have a vision, you know, and she had like what she wanted the wall to look like or whatever, and she said, and then my husband's reaction, seems like a lot of holes in the wall to me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I heard about the gallery wall in our bedroom. Was like, this just seems like a lot of holes in the wall.
Gallery wall, perfect example of I bought a bunch of frames, just random frames and a bunch of stuff. I'm going to put it up there and all this, and never mentioned to me, hey, I'm going to have you do a gallery wall. What you do is you dream up these ideas and you think you can do it. And then you get it and you're like, I don't even know how to start on this. And the next thing you know, I'm in there with lasers and everything else, putting up this gallery wall thing.
It wouldn't be that hard because it's like, it's not supposed to be perfect. That's like the whole idea, is that it's supposed to kind of look haphazard. So I was like, well, I can do that, right? I mean, it's not supposed to look perfect. That's the whole idea. But then I laid it all out on the floor of what I wanted it to look like. And then I was like, well, how do I transfer that up to the wall? So then I was like, I think I might need your help, because without your help, there's going to be 59 holes in the wall instead of like 12.
Sizzle next said retirement will be becoming a full-time maintenance man. Yeah, I can see that. That's why I keep working, because once I retire, it won't just be here. It'll be everybody I know, like that's friends and stuff. Like I'll just be, because I still do that now on top of working. So then it just turn into, if I ever
now we know you have time.
If I ever retire from actually working where I'm getting paid by customers, then more people that I go do stuff for that are friends and family and all that kind of stuff, they're gonna say he's retired now. He's got all kinds of time. So then I'll just be still doing the same amount of work for free.
You get paid,
which equals no tool money, which equals why I do this.
In other ways besides cash. I mean, it's not just about money.
User said the boss wants the wallpaper put up and it's not done yet. Didn't know you could get away with that.
Oh, I know. And I got it in the mail I've had it for about a week, and it's still not. It's just sitting there in the wrapper. Matter of fact, it stayed out here in the garage because the UPS guy.
I should have left it out here and not even told you it got delivered.
Well, no, because Amazon told me it got delivered.
I was here when it came, and I thought it was a box for me, so I just brought it out here and set it out here, and then I opened it and saw a big roll of wallpaper. And but I did leave it out here for a while.
Amazon told me that it was delivered, and then I finally asked him. I was like, well, it says it was delivered. He goes, yeah, it's out in the garage because the UPS truck or FedEx, whoever brought it, he was out here working in the garage when they brought it and they handed it to him. And I was like, oh, well, we need to, bring it in so we can get working on it. And he brought it in, and it's still sitting there.
Amanda wasn't raised a Gen X, so she hasn't got any adventure tours, so she won't try it because she's raised like a millennial.
I mean,
yeah, see, you didn't get the freedom out there to say, I can do wallpaper because I'm a rebel.
I think I could do it. I just don't think I could. I think it would be a whole day project for me. Instead of being
whole
like,
day doesn't affect me a bit.
Instead of it being a couple hours, you know what I'm saying? Like if you did it or we did it together, it take a couple hours. But if I do it myself, it's just going to take so much longer. It was almost like the gallery wall. I could have done it.
But then guess what? After you do it and it takes so long, you won't never do it again.
Well,
and then that's how we learn.
No, because I'll be good at it and I'll
if
order
I
more.
do it and it's, that was easy, you don't
something-
learn that we don't need to do wallpaper anymore.
Another day that said, I just showed it to you last night. It was a curtain rod and it had like a ton of holes like all around where the actual curtain rod was hanging. And it said something like, every independent woman who says, I don't need a man or something like that. And I thought, that's me. That would be me.
Wings and Pizza said, I learned real quick that my wife's father did everything for her.
Yes. I don't. Let me go through the list of things I don't know how to do. I don't know how to change a tire. I don't know how to install wallpaper. I do know how to paint, and I can even cut in. I painted, remember the bathroom, the few lives ago? He never did help me on the bathroom, by the way. I painted the entire bathroom by myself. Cut in, roll, everything.
I believe I went in there
took me 2 days.
And took down lights, took down
that's true.
medicine cabinets, took down shower rods, took down towel bars.
He did have to take down the stuff so that I could paint. But I painted all that myself. I can paint, but I can't do wallpaper. Yeah, I don't know how to change a tire. I don't even know that I know how to put air in my tires. Really. Maybe with that M12 inflator because you can set it, and it does it for you. I don't, when I went fishing with my dad, he'd bait my hook for me. So I don't bait hooks. I don't clean fish.
Wings and Pizza said, you pump your own gas? It's like...
I do pump my own gas.
No, she does if she's by herself. But what she normally does is wait till she's about out. And it's always when we're going somewhere. No. And it's always pulling, I need gas.
Have you gotten gas in my new car yet? No, you have not. You haven't even put gas in it. I've put gas in it, I think 3 times now. Because, it's a hybrid. So I've only had to put gas in that car, I think, 3 times since, we bought it before Christmas. And I think I've only put gas in it 3 times. But you have not had the pleasure of putting gas in the new car yet. I hate pumping gas. Ugh. There are women out there that don't have to. I've heard this, that there are women who do not pump their own gas. And if they need gas and their husband's not with them,
those women,
they actually will take their car and go fill it up for them and then bring it back home.
Probably the same women that install their own wallpaper.
If they're not pumping gas, they're not installing wallpaper. But, yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I'm an independent woman. I'm not. There's not very much I can do myself. I'm also not real great with the tech stuff at the house. So
if I'm dead, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And
I won't be able to
watching
watch
whatever's on the local channel.
Yeah,
on TV,
I won't be able to get in. The first time that I get kicked out of any of the streaming services, I'll never get back in. I won't know how to do that.
How much texture's on that wall? That's None. A smooth wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no texture in that. See, here's the thing. So that room is painted navy blue, which I love. But we don't have any of that paint at all to touch up with.
That's what they're going to make a song about you. Miss Dependent instead of Miss
Independent. But we don't have any touch-up paint for that. And there's a wall that needs touch-up paint, but I don't have touch-up paint. So my bright idea was I'm going to find a wallpaper that has a design in it that's going to go with this navy really well. And I'm just going to do an accent wall and then keep my other 3 walls the navy blue. The only other thing I could have done was go get navy blue mixed up, but it wouldn't have matched. So I would have had to paint all 4 walls. And I don't want to do that. And you know what? You would have had to unhook the washer and dryer and pull it out from the wall and all that crap. You're getting off easy. The way I see it.
Right now, not doing anything, it's getting off easy.
The way I see it is I took the easy way out, by not repainting all 4 walls.
Do a wood slat wall. That's what I said.
We are on that other wall going to do some
wainscoting.
Yeah, we're going to do that on the bottom half We also have a wall that holds coats and stuff like that. Because the laundry room is also like a mud room because it's where you come in the side door. It's where we come in. And so it's a mud room / laundry room. So we have cubbies and then we have a place that hangs coats. The coat hanging place is going to get wainscoting on the bottom half and a chair rail. We'll be doing that at some point.
Will.
And the other wall is getting wallpaper. And then we'll be done in there.
Yeah, and then we'll start on the other room. Meanwhile, my poor garage out here, nothing done to it.
You've gotten some stuff done this week. So he got a light switch put in.
I got my sheathing put up so I could.
Yeah, he put the sheathing in and actually put a real light switch so he doesn't have to take his little Wagos and connect and disconnect to turn the light on and off out there. It's a little switch. So that's good. That's official. And you put up more of the like finished wall stuff.
When is painting with the sponges coming back? I remember.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing. Back where I worked at, the facility I worked at, somebody got on a kick of doing that before I started there because every apartment that
do you remember the texture
Walmart
that you could
bags.
do with you could do with
similar.
like bags?
Yeah.
Oh, we did when I was a kid, we did the sponge paint.
Somebody said, "Who's this we that you keep mentioning? She's got a mouse in her pocket."
Oh.
That's
another saying is who's we? You got a mouse in your pocket? That was another one my parents used to say that I was always like, what? It took me a while to figure out. Like, I think I went through most of my childhood years being like, I don't know what my parents are talking about. I had to get a little older before I could figure out tits on boar hogs and what in the world? I hear a lot of we, never-ending projects, honey-do list. Then you have the kitchen. Well, the kitchen's very easy. How long does it take to change out a kitchen sink? Nah.
You never know. Anytime you do plumbing, you could jinx yourself. You should be easy, but you never know.
Amateur
Although
work.
it is fair. I've got all new plumbing under there, so it shouldn't be a big deal.
That's amateur hour. I could probably do that. Maybe we should make that video. Can I change out the sink?
I think we should make a video of you wallpaper.
I'm afraid it'll be a disaster. I don't even want to try it because I'm scared. We could. Yeah. That was a video we talked about one time was like, could you teach me? I think we were talking about wiring or something, but it was like, could you teach me to do whatever some basic skill was? Like, basically, how good of a teacher are you? Or how good of a student am I? Like, if I watched you do something, would I be able to do
or
it?
can I walk you through it? Me not touch a tool like this.
Yeah.
Me 100%. You're basically the hands of me telling you what to do.
I think I could do that and change out that sink. I feel like I could do that. I've watched you do it twice. I know you have to put the silicone around the edge before you set it down.
Well, that's it. You got it.
And
I mean, if you can do that.
And you hook the drain up, obviously. Yeah. Oh, but you have to hook up the hot and cold water lines.
And the faucet.
Which means you have to shut it off first.
Which if you get the same exact sink, if we're able to get the same exact sink, then you don't have to change much of anything. Like the drain don't have to be adjusted, none of that stuff.
Well, that depends on if you're going to stop putting coffee down the drain and not rinsing after it.
You go get a different sink, you might as well plan on it's all got to be redone under there.
I really like that sink, but I need for you, when you pour your coffee down, to chase it with some water. So, yeah.
Is that the new version of the Harbor Freight hat? No, it's the only one I've got, so it's the same one I've had. I don't know if they have a new one or not.
Oh, Clint said I miss Thursday night football. Yeah, I do too. The Super Bowl week makes me sad because it makes me realize that like like last Sunday there was no football. And Super Bowl week is always like, oh no. After this, it's over. And honestly, this Super Bowl, I mean, obviously we'll watch it. I'm not super invested emotionally. Like, I don't particularly care who wins. I'd be okay either way. But yeah, I'm sad about what we were looking through the guide. Was it last Saturday or something, and it had like women's golf, basketball, some other crap. It had a bunch of like fake sports on there, and I was like, this isn't even sports because it's like football's about the NCAA basketball in March. We will watch. For some reason, we always watch March Madness, and we'll watch the Olympics because those are starting this month. And other than that, we just don't really watch anything except for football.
I don't like watching baseball. I always like
I don't
playing
watch
baseball, but I don't like watching it.
Golf, tennis.
And then
I don't even like watching basketball.
The NBA I haven't watched since back when Michael Jordan and all that was playing.
Yeah. So, but like the sports offerings right now are making me sad.
American flag will be good on the wall behind you.
we've got an American flag that his mom painted for us that's made out of like slats. It's like all individual slats, and then she painted the red and the white and like the stars and everything on it. And it's made out of wood, but it is on our back building back there. But something like that you could do as an inspiration. Go Seahawks, says SS Sea Salt. We'll see. As long as Darnold doesn't turn into a pumpkin, I think they'll win.
Both defenses are good. I think it's whichever quarterback plays the best of the two. Ends up pulling it out.
It is
whichever one doesn't make the most mistakes.
That's a lot to ask of Drake May. I think it's basically like saying, "Are you going to be the next Tom Brady or not?" I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
Well, you ain't gonna be the next Tom Brady anyway.
Well, he may. How do you know? He's super young. They may be starting another dynasty.
You know how crazy it is, how many Super Bowls he's been to.
I do mathematically know, but I'm just saying, that's in his head. It's like
everybody's like Patrick Mahomes is going to catch him. It's like, you know what kind of the rest of the career Patrick Mahomes has to have to even catch him. It's like it's very not likely that for somebody to. For that long and to be on that many teams that win Super Bowl. It's like everybody has like runs, like a team is good for a few years or whatever.
I'd say with Travis Kelce retiring and the injury to Patrick Mahomes, I don't think they're going to be relative for a little while. That might just be wishful thinking I'm putting out into the... Bad Bunny has killed the Super Bowl. See, I don't know enough about Bad Bunny. What did somebody call it today that was cracking me up?
I don't remember.
He goes... Brer Rabbit. That's what he goes. Who's that's going to be on the Super Bowl?
I'm so out with like anybody. You could tell me and play me any new music in the last probably.
It makes it sound like old
10,
people,
15
but
years, and I couldn't tell you who it is.
I don't
like,
listen to
I
what they call pop, I guess now.
Yeah, like I couldn't tell you. Like you could play me a Bad Bunny song right now, and I'd be like,
well, you would know because it's all Spanish.
I can't.
I do know that.
Like you can even play me a Taylor Swift song. I'm like, I don't know who.
I know a couple of her new songs on the new album, but that's because people are using them as background music on like YouTube Shorts. So I do know some of those.
I pretty much listen to 70s, 80s, 90s for the most part. Mostly 80s, 90s.
I'm getting ready to sneeze. Hold on. I feel like I am. Now I'm not. I like 70s, 80s, 90s. And the only new music I listen to is
because that's like
Way FM.
If we're ever riding in the car and our son is playing music, every woman, every girl song that comes on, I'm like, is that Taylor Swift?
This is
no, that's so and so. I'm like, and then every one of them that I hear, they all sound exactly the same.
This is how I know I'm old because if he has his phone hooked up to my Apple CarPlay or we're in his car, I'm like, this music is trash, which is what my parents used to say about my music. And so now I'm like, okay, I'm officially old because I'm like, this music is trash. I hate this stuff. Whippersnapper music. Yeah.
Well, I guess we better get off here.
Yeah, it's been 2 hours. See? Homer said wallpaper is the devil.
Yeah, I agree with you, Homer.
I would have said that too a few years ago.
Most people who's ever taken it down in their lifetime would never put it back
I'm
up.
the one who took
I
down.
know. That's why it amazes me that you're
I
even
took
thinking about
down
putting it up.
not
The borders and
wallpaper,
stuff.
but I took
Yeah.
down the borders
And how
that
bad?
were
Just
in.
think that's just a border.
Yeah.
Think about a
But
whole
that
wall
was
of it.
put up with that old paste.
Doesn't matter. It's
This
just,
is the magic new
it doesn't
stuff.
matter after it's on there. It would come right back off right after you put it up there, but after it's been up there for about 5 years, it ain't coming off.
It says removable.
Yeah, that's what they say. Who made my shirt? This is one of those Wrangler shirts that I got on the Lowe's clearance. I had a short about. It's Wrangler. I got it for like $10 or something like that.
I don't remember what you got those for. You bought a navy blue one too, like that one.
Tom said, I got a great niece that loves old music. Her mom raised her right. My oldest son mostly listens to 80s music for the most part.
Well, and our younger one will listen to that stuff too.
But he listens to new stuff.
But and so it's a mix. It's like if he puts it on some type of a shuffle thing, you never know. I mean, you may get lucky and get like some REO Speedwagon, but typically I'm like, what is this trash?
But we're going to get off here. I'll see y'all on the Guest of Trade on the Saturday. It's Banana Havoc who's in here.
He may be putting up wallpaper.
He's got a Mellow Tough bag. I know a lot of y'all have been looking at Mellow Tough and whatever. The high Sir Master of None's been getting some bags, HY something. I don't remember what it is. Kind of veto copies of them too.
Where are they from?
China,
overseas?
Sure. Yeah.
Or...
I can't remember what the other, because Tools and Tactics always gets the Mellow Tough.
So are there not tariffs on stuff coming in from China?
Well, they bring them over here and ship them through. They pay one big thing and then.
Well, I'm saying those other bags, they're charging people extra after they get them.
That's Velocity, but that's
where are they coming from?
England, like London or somewhere over there. But they don't have a distributor over here. Like, so Vito might get made in China, but they bring them over here and distribute them from the United States.
Because a lot of the stuff.
Tariff getting them here, but then they're not.
A lot of the stuff that we're getting off of Amazon is Chinese stuff, but they're not passing the tariffs on to us, I guess.
But we'll get off here. We'll see y'all in the next one. Appreciate y'all being on here. It was a good time. Southern slang.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had the stickers. We were going to make a video, and I'm just like, let's just do it in this live because I'm getting tired of staring at these stickers in my drawer. But now I'm even going to probably wait and not put them on my toolbox because I might put them on a sticker wall anyway. So we'll see. Yeah. But we'll see y'all on the next one.
See ya.